And thy glory went through 4 gates of fire, and of earthquake, and of wind, and of cold, that thou mightest give the law to the seed of Jacob.
Now you can close your eyes and actually visualize the Most High bringing what? The law through 4 separate gates on Mount Sinai before Moses. This is how Moses received the law. The law, statutes, and commandments are celestial laws given to earth, folks. Do's and don'ts. And what the Most High sent was really, folks, an antidote against what? You got it. The tree of good and evil. It was the antidote to that tree. I'm going to show you. Keep in mind, the antidote that the Most High gave Israel through that law was the power of no. The tree of good and evil, yes, 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 yes. Everything satisfies myself. Everything is about me. Yes. And what the Most High did with the law is give us the power of no. Thou shalt not do this. Thou shalt not. That means when you're faced with the evil, the answer is no. Because with Satan, it's do as thou wilt. Do as thou wilt was what? Was one of the ingredients in the tree of good and evil. That he don't want you to know how this feels. He don't want you to know, he don't really want you to know how this tastes. He's trying to hold you back from your inhibitions, from your desires. So through those 4 gates from heaven into this realm came the power of no. Right? The antidote. Listen clearly now. Because why? When you say no, the demons cannot enter. All the demons and the origin of demons that we broke down, no, they cannot enter. So it's like Satan is sitting there with our law, like a manual saying, okay, thou shalt not, and saying, well, listen, let's write a book in opposite of God's law and say, yes, you can break the Sabbath. Yes, you can commit adultery. Yes, you can bear false witness. Yes, 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 yes. And let's make a whole society off of yes. Founded on yes. Right? Yes, you can bear false witness. There's no consequences. Say what you want to say about a person, knowing that you're straight lying, there's no consequences. Yes, you can do that. But by doing that, a door opens. And one of those guys say, okay, thank you. Thanks for your body. You won't be needing this. See? Finish reading. Let's see what happened there. Come on.
And thy glory went through 4 gates of fire, and of earthquake, and of wind, and of cold.
Yep.
That thou mightest give the law unto the seed of Jacob.
That thou may give the law to the seed of Jacob. Now this would eventually fix the earth. A celestial law. Read.
And diligence unto the generation of Israel.
And generation unto the what?
And diligence.
And diligence.
Unto the generation of Israel.
And that's the key. Being diligent with this. The antidote against the tree of good and evil, which is the modern day, that spirit of what? Kabbalah, that's controlled by the evildoers. Diligence is what? Following the laws, statutes, and commandments and having that before decision. Before you start talking about the law and everything else, right? A person must come with a certain level of humility and contrition to realize that that we've walked in darkness and sinned against our God. So the foundation is to first admit our own wrong and evil and sin and ask for forgiveness. That's what the baptism is. And then through the renewing of your mind, now you have a clean conscience towards God. You can now build on that clean conscience without guilt by applying God's law. In the spirit it was intended when it was given. See? Because you don't have to deal with the guilt now. If you're not cleansed, when you go into the law and see the things, and now you're relating some of the wrong things you're doing in the law to yourself, you what? You begin what? To become guilty. If you just go into the law without baptism, you're looking at all the things you're doing wrong, and now you're feeling less about yourself. See? So the law accuses you. The law makes you guilty. Because what? You don't feel that there's any what? That there's any forgiveness for what you're reading. See, but if you're baptized, you can read the things you used to do, and now you can appreciate the grace. You can appreciate Christ. Because now you're saying, listen, I'm not guilty. Through the baptism, those things, those sins have been cleansed. But if you just get the law, and because here it is, okay, don't receive baptism, right? And just follow the law. Just follow the law, right? You're still guilty. Mm-hmm. You're still guilty. Because you're going to find something in the law that you're doing wrong. You're still guilty. But if I was baptized, I'm cleansed for the things that I know I did wrong and some of the sins I haven't found out about yet that I'm doing. I'm clean. See? That means you got to go through the law and try to find every place you're doing sin and hope you found everything. Hope you shot a light on everything where we were shaped in iniquity. Now I'm going to show you all this. Now I'm giving you this understanding so you can understand the power of grace on a whole nother level. And this is what Paul was teaching. So this is why I had to start there with, why are the Bible laws important? Yes, they're important. But you have to have a clean conscience first. Or the same law will accuse you. And you'll feel too guilty or dark to feel that you won't even feel worthy to stand up and tell other people they should follow the law. Because you're guilty. Because we're guilty. See? This is why Christ, he was a master in asking the right questions at the right time. He was able to get to the base of these guys and say, well, listen, I'll answer any, because you're going to always come with questions because what? You are against me. So I'm not even going to make it between you and I. Christ said, listen, let's talk about John real quick. The baptism. Was that from heaven or man? Because you cannot do precept gymnastics through that anymore. Because you know John was from heaven and what he did was from heaven, but yet you still deny it. So don't try to accuse me according to the law when John was sent to free you from the guilt of it and you denied it. You don't have no questions for me. Okay? That's what Christ is saying. You don't have no questions because you're guilty. I gave you a way to cleanse yourself and apply the law and righteousness, and you denied it. But yet you claim that something is wrong with this side? See? All right. See, Christ is king. He didn't have to go back and forth with those guys because they were guilty speaking to him. Right. They were guilty. And trying to have some type of spiritual spar with him to say, well, I'm following the law. What about you? Like, I don't got to answer y'all questions. You're guilty. You're foolish. You build your doctrine on sand. The Bible. Is it hard to understand?
When it comes to reading the Bible, the first thing that comes to mind is the fact that this is the Word of God.
The seals have been broken, and the truth is here.
And when we go throughout the scriptures, when we go throughout extra biblical records, we find that the language that God employed, that He used to create the heavens and the earth, was the Hebrew language.
Christ said, I came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But yet no one, no religious leader, no religious church out there anywhere can now identify the 12 tribes of Israel. Can we? God is quite simple, but it seems as if man makes understanding him hard.
What are those mysteries?
The truth of your book. And the truth will make you free. The Hebrew and Bible Academy. You're invited.